Put some respect on Bruno Fernandes' name. Manchester United 4, Istanbul 1. Put respect on Bruno Fernandes' name. Bro, this past week I've seen people saying, like just hating on Bruno Fernandes. People saying things like, oh, he can only score from pens. Oh, he gives the ball away a lot. 7th minute of the game, he sits everyone down. Shut up. Bruno Fernandes is world class, never forget. Anyway, that's enough passion for this video. United 4, Istanbul 1. I'm very, very happy with this result. It showed a reaction to the last result, the last time we played them, because we were embarrassingly bad when we played them at Turkey. It was bad. The way we conceded goals was shockingly awful. And today we deserve to win. We deserve to win. We showed quality today. Let's start with the lineup now. Van de Beek started. Cavani started. I think we all want. I think it was about time that Van de Beek started a game. I'm sick of McFred, or what do you call Fred and Matic? Fratic. That's what we're calling it. Yeah, and Cavani started, and a lot of us were unsure about Cavani. You know what I mean? We didn't want him to start because we weren't sure what he's going to give us. Today we saw what he was going to give us. His ability to get into good positions is just phenomenal. But the one thing that impressed me the most was his energy. He's running around, he's pressing, he's working defenders. And that's what we need, from our team. Energy. And I'm not talking about, Dan James energy, Duracell Bunny, Sonic the Hedgehog type energy. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, concentrated energy, pressing, desire. That's the kind of energy I'm talking about. That's what we've lacked for so long. Now we've got Bruno Fernandes, Van de Beek, and now we've got Cavani showing that drive to get into good positions and trying to make something happen. I think the only thing I was disappointed about that lineup, and by the way, the lineup was De Gea, Wan-Bissaka, Maguire, Lindelof, Telles, Fred, Van de Beek, Bruno, Martial left, Rashford right, Cavani as the central striker. The only thing I wasn't happy about was Maguire and Lindelof playing again. And maybe Solskjaer will learn at some point that he needs to have a quicker centre back next to Maguire or Lindelof, preferably Maguire because of his aerial dominance. Maybe, what it could be? Maybe it may be a case where Solskjaer feels that Tuanzebe and Eric Bailly just aren't good enough. Maybe he does want another centre back. Maybe he does want an Upamecano to come in. You know what I mean? It could be a case of that, or David Alaba. But we've got Woody at the wheel. Can you really have expectations with him doing all the transfers? But yeah, to the game. Started very well. I just can't get over the first goal. It's still in my head, that feeling of just awe in that first goal. Tellez whips in across from a corner on the left hand side. It the ball falls to the edge of the box, and Bruno Fernandes just finds himself in a huge pocket of space at the edge of the box, and he just strikes it so pure, so true, and it rockets into the top of the goal. It's just incredible. I mean, and that moment surely sat every Bruno Fernandes hater down. Bruno Fernandes can do anything. He's world class. Where would we be without him? Where would we? We wouldn't be in the Champions League without Bruno Fernandes. You know what I mean? We wouldn't have even had the Leipzig and PSG games if it wasn't for Bruno Fernandes. So I don't understand the hate, but anyway, second goal was a gift. I think it was a cross that came in from. Was it Martial or Tellez? I think it might have been Martial. Yeah, I think it was Martial. Cavani passed the ball to Martial. I think Martial put in the cross. Keeper spilled it, and it falls kindly to Bruno Fernandes in the penalty box, and he just slots it in. And I was surprised to be like 2-0 up in under 20 minutes. I was very surprised. I thought it was going to be a repeat of West Brom. Because we know what Istanbul had to do. They sit back and hit in the break. But to be 2-0 up, I was shocked. The third goal was a penalty, and it's oh man, but Bruno Fernandes, yeah. You can just see he's a captain. You can see he's a captain, and you can see he's not this glory hunter. He's a team player. He looks after the well-being of the team. Had the opportunity to get a hat-trick, but gave it to Rashford. Rashford won the penalty. Rashford took it and scored. In the press conference, he told them, he said at the West Brom game, he told Rashford that he was going to take the next penalty. And he kept his promise. So, yeah, 3-0 up. I was like, yeah, surely job done, right? Then second half, we dropped off. And I've seen this happen in a couple of games where we go ahead and we drop off, and we sort of allow the opponent to, put some pressure on us. And I don't really like this. We did this against Leipzig. We were 1-0 up against Leipzig and we dropped off. We won that game 5-0, but the 4 goals that came were after the dangerous spell of Leipzig that Leipzig had, where we just dropped off. They scored later on. A really, really good free kick, by the way. I forgot the player's name who scored it. But anyway, yeah. Whips in a left-footed free kick. De Gea saves it, but it goes over the line. So 3-1, and they start putting pressure on us, and they start putting more and more pressure on us. And I remember the one shot. One of the Istanbul players, cut in from the right, had a shot, and it hit the bar. And I can't help but think, what would happen if he'd scored that goal? If we were 3-2, what would have happened? Which was scary. And and obviously the drop off when we talk about that drop off, obviously, if you watch the game, Solskjaer made like 3 substitutions. He made a triple substitution. He brought on Greenwood, James, and Brandon Williams for, I can't remember the players. I think he took off Rashford. Yeah, he took off Rashford. Who did he take off? Jesus Christ, I cannot remember. Oh, he took off Rashford, Bruno Fernandes, and Wan-Bissaka. Yeah. And then Dan James was on the left, Greenwood on the right, and Brandon Williams for Wan-Bissaka, which is a positive because Brandon Williams is not a left back. He's right-footed, so he should be playing right back. Yeah, and you could see the drop-off was there. When Bruno Fernandes comes off the pitch, it isn't really the same sort of intensity. So, what are you gonna do? You have to rest players. I mean, look at the schedule now, which I'll talk about after the video. But yeah, they made those substitutions. They came at us stronger. Solskjaer made the 4th change, which was Martial off for Matic, because we were initially playing, it was going to be Cavani centrally, Dan James on the left, Greenwood on the right, and Martial was sort of playing that number 10 role, Fred and Van der Beek behind him. Matic came on for Martial, and we held our own. I mean, after the 85th minute, I was like, yeah, I think Istanbul aren't going to score because they weren't attacking as intensely. I think at the 85th minute they sort of realized, yeah, we're not breaking United down. They didn't really give enough at the end, and we hit them on the break for the 4th goal. Dan James, the original Duracell bunny, or as some people say, Sonic the Hedgehog with a concussion, the Poundland Flash. Yeah, so simple counter attack. I think it was Van der Beek who passed it back to Fred. Fred got it to Greenwood, I think. I mean, the part I only remember properly was Greenwood and Dan James just sprinting past the defender. I mean, it was so funny, and this is where I just feel Dan James does have the potential. He just needs to develop his football intelligence. He needs to go on loan somewhere, preferably Leeds, because Marcelo Bielsa would turn him into a brilliant player. Dan James is way too quick for the centre back. The centre back just like gives up, and at that point it's 2-1. Greenwood gets the pass through to Dan James, and Dan James 1-1 the keeper. I could have scored that. No, I'm kidding. I wouldn't. I'm crap at football. Anyway, Dan James scores it. 4-1. I'm happy about that. It's I love it when we like better teams. But again, we've just got to find that consistency, because I guarantee you when we go to Southampton, if I see a shit performance, I'm gonna break something, because this club, this team, I swear, it's like a roller coaster, Yeah, that's my thoughts in the game. What else did I want to talk about? Yeah, the schedule. So, have a sip of water. So I was looking at Liverpool's games. Liverpool's playing tonight. And I look at the Premier League fixtures. Liverpool are playing Wednesday evening against Atalanta. Then Saturday lunchtime playing Brighton away. And people want to wonder why players are getting injured. It's bullshit. How can you play on a Wednesday evening, then straight away play a Saturday lunchtime game? I mean, this happened to us just before the international break. We played Istanbul, and then we played Everton. We played Istanbul Wednesday evening, and then played Everton on a Saturday lunchtime. And Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, I think he was right to be angry about it, because in that game he lost Luke Shaw. And even Jurgen Klopp said in a press conference that Ole was right. I mean, Jurgen Klopp is suffering so many injuries right now that it would be an absolute miracle if he won the Premier League now. And now Jurgen Klopp has a Wednesday evening game and a Saturday lunchtime game. Who knows who's next to get injured? Mane. If Sadio Mane gets injured, just imagine. Imagine Sadio Mane, best player in the league, in my opinion, gets injured because of this hectic schedule. It's ridiculous. It's so clear that the Premier League does not care about the players. They don't care. And I feel sympathetic to them, because it could happen to us. If Bruno Fernandes gets injured, yes, you could put Van de Beek in that position. But pretty much our entire season, any hopes that we have for challenging for a title is over. So, it's just ridiculous, man. But, yeah, anyway. Not something to dwell on, we move on. We're playing Sunday, Southampton away, and our away record's quite good, so I do expect us to win. But then again, games we are expected to win, we usually play crap in. So let's see what happens. Thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe, do all that. Glory, glory.